So I decided that I was going to be a little productive with Rogue Company, high res. I really like their game. I know the servers are kind of getting a mollywop, a beating right now. It's the first week, and everyone's trying to play and stuff and get in on demolition or strikeout stuff like that, and maps and all that stuff. Pretty solid, pretty cool. I like it. I do. I tried getting on a couple times, but not too much luck so far. But it's okay. I have patience. Pretty chill. I did a little my thoughts on Anvil, and right now I'm going to do Chaac. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Uh, Whatever. That's what I'm calling him. So correct me if you want to. Chaac, a ruthless vigilante before joining Roko. All right. Chaac makes up for a regretful past by bringing justice to those in need. He gives me kind of like a Deadpool vibe. I would actually, side note, I'd actually like to see him dressed up as like a Deadpool theme. That'd be kind of cool. One of my favorite things about him, I had a chance to play him a little bit, is his Stim Pack, his ability. You can overheal yourself, which I, for whatever reason, I haven't done. I've never tried it yet. His passive is kind of interesting. A crit. If you're holding out on point stuff and you're hanging out and you got teammates, while down, gain increased health and the ability to dodge and roll, which is interesting because usually most characters, when you're down so far, what I've noticed is you're down, that's it, like you can crawl, whatever else. But he gets like a little boost in health and you can roll. So that's kind of cool because that could mean the difference of 1v3 or whatnot, right? And how about a team? He's got two primaries, the SLK or SKL6 and the D40C. Now I'm not much for shotguns, but I will say so far, shotguns on this game seem really fun. So it's pretty cool. But what I noticed was so far, I'd say range-wise, between the two right now, Anvil has a little more range started off. On the tiers, it's got a little decent range. If you're running shotguns, I like maxing out most of the primaries. Again, I'm kind of biased because I won't really use a shotgun, but it depends on your gameplay and it depends on what game mode you're playing. Because some of them you start off with the ability to get a primary. Cool, I would go with it. If not, for this guy, I think Spitfire is a solid automatic pistol. I think it's great. I really like it, and I would just max that out quickly, really quick. I would at least get tier 1. Is my tier 1, and maybe a katana for a backup if you can. It kind of just depends. It just depends. Increased throw damage. That's pretty cool. A lot of these, like, it depends on how many rounds you're going. If you're wiping through doing well, max out whatever the hell you want to, depending on your play. What I thought was interesting about Chaac is that for you Call of Duty types coming over, very, very straightforward. Like all these, it's nothing different. Flashbang does what it does. Semtech grenade does what it does. I'm a more of a flashbang type guy because I like to get whatever advantage possible. Throw distance. A lot of these, like if you tier it out, it works out because you get two. Tearing out this one, I don't know. I don't use it as often, but explosion radius might work. So if you do that. D40, I like a lot. SMG's pretty solid. For most SMGs, I lose a little control on, but handling's not too bad on this one. Range is what is expected. Learn to hip fire. I'm still practicing that shit myself. Learn to hip fire. If you hip fire with this around corners and stuff, you'll be fine. Damage is not that big. Fire rate's pretty cool, I think, compared to body damage. Spitfire is obviously a little bit better, which is kind of weird because you look at it and it's like Spitfire for him is the hardest hitting one, which is weird. It's weird, but I mean it's pretty good. This is like a little Uzi. I like it. Careful, someone's gonna be like, Spitfire's OP. It can be if you use it right. Either one of these are fine. Depends on how you like to run. And you can get more. So like you can unlock all of it. From what I've noticed, like you unlock one, When you go unlock the other, it will start with one or the other, whatever you had selected. But I think you can still use the other one. Perks wise, this one I don't really use all the time, depending on who I'm going after. So like if you're flanking or whatnot, or you're rushing or pushing, you're gonna go after certain people. You're obviously not going after a tank or something. But if they've got anvil, he's gonna drop down equipment and stuff. Keep an eye out for that stuff. I don't deal with that too much. I like this one. I like cloaked. Cloaked I think is super solid. This one, not so much. And this is just kind of my own gameplay because I scope up most times, but I'm still trying to learn how to hip fire and then scope. You get the point. This I think is invaluable, depending on how your team's going. If your team's getting dropped a little bit and you find that you have more time to get them up and you can do that okay, get this. This one's interesting. Might be neat if you can gather the enemy team pretty good. This one I don't use too often. It just depends. These two I think is kind of personal preference, as with most of the game. But yeah, I'm kind of biased on primaries. But if it's a Spitfire, I don't mind running a maxed out Spitfire tier 2 kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. Katanas, I don't use melee, so I'm not your guy on that one. And I mean that's it. Not too much to say about him. They're all pretty quick. Most of the rogues are pretty quick. Let me see how long I've played Chaac. Not too much. I don't always get a chance. 12 minutes. So I have a fair amount of time playing with him. I get some headshots. What do you know? It's not too hard. As far as that's the second guy right there. I like him. If I can use him, as long as my team has somebody who can kind of area denial, kind of like Anvil or V, I like her. Dima obviously pretty solid. People using Dallas so far, I noticed that they're more mid range. Lancer's just a flank. That's just what he does. She does. She's pretty quick. I don't see a lot of people using Ronin that I've noticed lately so far. Scorch, I know a lot of people like her, but I'll get to them in a bit. But this was Chaac. It's kind of my opinion on what the vibe is so far, right? So I'm keep going, and I'll do Dallas next. All right, I'll be back.